The Arab Revolt of 1936 to 1939 is not to be confused with the Arab Revolt of 1916 to 1918. The 1916 to 1918 revolt was against the Ottoman Turks. The 36 to 39, well, this was during the British Mandate, and again, it's interesting history because you have to kind of go back to the Balfour Declaration of 1917 while the First World War was going on, and out of the First World War, the land went as war trophy to the British from the Ottoman Turks. So again, it's connected, and I just want to briefly touch on the one thing. The 36 to 39 revolt, this happened during an influx of European Jewish immigration, and this coincided with the movement of the Palestinian fellahim into the metropolitan areas of Palestine because of the terrible rural economic conditions, rural poverty. Now the fellahim, or fellah, those are the landless agricultural workers, or the tenant farmers in Palestine. This is opposed to the Effendi, which were the land-owning agricultural workers, the farmers. Against this background, the spark that started the revolt was the killing of 2 Jewish people by Palestinians, then the retaliation killings of 2 Arab laborers got this revolt happening. This caused a wave of violence across Palestine, and a month into the fighting, the Mufti of Jerusalem declared May 16, 1936 as Palestine Day. Along with calling for Palestine Day, there was a call for a general strike. Now, the general strike lasted until October 1936. The first phase of the revolt began as a popular uprising, but it was taken over by the Arab urban elite that were able to give it some organization. The organization focused on strikes and other forms of political protest to attempt political results. By October, this phase was defeated. It was defeated by the British through some diplomacy, some concessions, and the threat of martial law. The second phase of the revolt began in late 1937 as a peasant revolt. This revolt that was provoked by British repression. This revolt was crushed by the British Army and by the Palestinian police. Palestinian police force and the British Army were intent on intimidating the entire Palestinian population and undermining support for the revolt. This suppression was aided by some Palestinians who broke away from the Arab High Committee and sided with the British. According to British figures, the army and police killed more than 2,000 Arabs in combat. 108 were hanged. $961 died from gang and terrorist activities. This is the British said this. Other figures estimate that there was 5,032 dead, with 3,832 killed by the British, 1,200 dead by, this is a good phrase, intercommunal terrorism, with 14,000 wounded. One estimate has 10% of the adult male Palestinian Arab population between ages 20 and 60 were killed, wounded, imprisoned, or exiled. Estimates of the Palestinian Jews that were killed during this time was several hundred. The British involvement in Palestine goes back to the Balfour Declaration of 1917 during the First World War, and that the British Army was in the Middle East during World War I fighting the Ottoman Turks. The Allied victory in World War I was the start of the British mandate in Palestine. Many books have been written on this subject, on these topics. It's hard to do it justice with just a brief talk like this. So let's keep doing our reading, and let's keep advocating for a free Palestine.
Thank you, Gary, for that first tee up.
On the back of my shirt is the Palestinian flag that was used during 1936 to 1939.
Thank you.